Got another great day on the stock market today. I'd said last week it was pretty good with the way MLGO went, but this stock right here, AGM Group Holdings (AGMH), 175% by the end of the trading day. Really, really good stock. It's been pretty high volume on this for like the past four trading days, and I'm sure there was a lot of people that made some good money on this if they traded it the right way. When you're talking over a billion volume here, this is serious volume when it comes to trading, and this is what all us traders want. We want volume. So for this stock, I got a profit of over £1,500 on this stock. I had bought on the Friday. Let's go to the 5 day chart. So I was at some point I'd bought maybe around this time here actually 1 p.m. on the Friday. I bought about just under 6 cents. But it was when you were getting to the near the end of the day, about an hour to go. I was like about an hour or so to go, then it just shot down out of nowhere. And this is when I was panicking a little bit because I would have been down a little bit at this point. But with this stock being so low, and you're talking like these ridiculously cheap penny stocks, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, um, I just knew that this stock wasn't dead. There were still going to be, it was going to bounce back. It was going to get back up there around probably anything. I mean, in my mind, I was thinking probably 8 cents, 12, 8, 9, 10 cents, something like that. And I ended up selling just a little over 11 cents today. I sold just before noontime. But I could see that this wasn't going away because when you're familiar with trading, you see the patterns, you see the charts, similar type of stocks that made similar types of moves in the past, and you just have to keep a level head and not panic. And I had on last week AREB when it was down a little bit, but then I held overnight and then it bounced back, and I made a little bit of profit. And it's just similar patterns with these stocks, but mind you, AGMH is way cheaper than AREB and way bigger volume than AREB had. But with this stock though, really good. And it's funny because when you at the start of the day, you're talking like it's only up 27%. So you might think, oh, nothing much is going to happen, but these ones can just keep going up and up and up. And then there's some days where you can get ones that are even up, 800 to 1,000%. It's crazy in this market. But so we go today. So it was super. When you're talking up to, so the first half an hour, nothing much was happening. You see the chart here; it was barely moving. And I wasn't looking at the stock. I was just like, in my head, I was thinking, this is probably going to go up the day after. I didn't see it going up today. I just didn't see that. Maybe because it went up high on Wednesday, and then it didn't do much the Thursday. Went up again on Friday. Maybe that's why in my head I thought it would maybe be 2 days until it went up again. But hey, it did the job, and it's still going up right now, as you see on the after hours. But so it didn't do anything the first half hour. Then it shoots up. You're talking around 8 cents. A lot of people at this point might have they bought in for close to 6 cents. They might have just at this point 8 cents. Oh well, got a bit of profit. Get out of there. But and then it goes back down. But then it just keeps at this point. Then past 11 o'clock, goes up and up and up, and then you get into that stage there. 13 cents at that point. At this point, I was working. I wasn't looking at the charts, and then I just happened to see something on Twitter about the stock, and I'm just like, okay, I've got to look. I promised myself I wasn't going to look, and I just had to click on it. And when I looked at it, it's like, oh wow, it's around 11 cents. And I think I sold, sorry, about, I think it was around, 11.48, something like that. A little over 11 cents I sold and got a profit of £1,500. So, which was pretty good. I was down a little bit before the past trading week. It was good to get back up there, and to get it was an 87% gain overall. So it was really good stock, and I was overall really really happy with the game. It was one of these. It's one of these penny stocks. Is it like a crypto related stock or something like that? Um, it was one of those, yeah, because it was so low. I'm thinking, well, they must be on the verge of bankruptcy, right? But with AGMH, that I know there's the guy. This is like the guy. It's like his whole thing's about bankrupt stocks. Stocks are about, companies are in the verge of bankruptcy, are about to become bankrupt. But then, he's saying something here about a PTPI stock, a penny ripper running off of AGMH, and that's going to be the big thing. A lot of these stocks, based off of other ones that are close in the similar sector, are going to make big runs too, and off of one. It happens all the time. It happens when MGLO makes a big move, and then other stocks around that similar industry do the same thing. But no, the stock is good. When you're talking, it will be a multi-day runner. It probably will be a multi-day runner. I mean, you're up 22% now. I mean, does this have the potential to go to like up to like 25 cents tomorrow? Maybe. You never know. I mean, this could this get up into like $1, $2 territory? Could this be like an FFIE style stock? I mean, maybe. You never know. It could be one of those ones. You never know. I'm not sure, but that FFIE was getting that type of volume too, though, wasn't it? But was it? Did it get when it was last year? Was it like over a billion? It's crazy how volatile this market is today. But there's opportunities there to make money. But with volatility, though, there's a big risk. So you do have to be careful and be savvy and stay be financially safe with how you are, and don't be risking all and trading all your money. But yeah, when you just think about that, you're probably thinking at that point, it's barely moved for 30 minutes at the start. You're thinking nothing much is going to happen, and then it just throughout the day, man, up, goes down a little bit, up, and then goes down a bit, which is common. Just it cools off a little bit during noon, 1 p.m. time, and then you're getting into the last hour, and then a lot of times these stocks can tend to kind of jump up around that last hour, getting into sometimes maybe the last 30, 20, 15 minutes. It can go up a bit. But yeah, it's impressive. Is it a part of me that's a little bit annoyed? Yeah, I suppose I'm a little bit annoyed because if I had waited until Tuesday to look at it, I could have been up even much more. I could have way bigger gain. But it is what it is. No one knows. We don't know. We can't predict the market. We have an idea. We can have an idea, but based on a lot of times these stocks, a similar price, you go by the patterns. You have a good idea of what's going to happen. It's just experience in this game. But yeah, I mean, I think it's. I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be. It'll probably run tomorrow. I don't know by how much, but then again, you never know. It could go up. It could go up a bit. It could go up, and then within first 15, 20 minutes, and then it just boom shoots down, goes down. Could be in the red even. I don't know. It might not stay in the red, but it could still be up around that. Anything from 20-25% maybe. But who knows? Again, could it be like an FFIE and keep running for days and for like 3-4 days? Maybe you could get into that territory of it just keeps going up and up. But yeah, that would be great. I'm gonna watch this. I think I'm just gonna be cautious, happy with my profit. I'm grateful, content for that with a really big gain, solid gain overall. And yes, I think I'm just going to lay low off the market, but it's definitely one of these it's these kind of penny stocks, guys. When you're getting into like so cheap, so when a stock's down at 4 cents, 5 cents, the only way is up. Really, let's be honest. When you're talking, and it's like I think it was anything like at that point, it might have been like a 1.78 million market cap. Really, the only way is up. I mean, these stocks, can they go lower than that to like a close to a million, a little bit slightly less market cap? Yes, they can, but it's very rare with these stocks and on this exchange. But yeah, AGMH, it's maybe one to check. Maybe you could trade it after hours, hold if you can trade after hours. But yeah, maybe one to watch though for market open tomorrow. Maybe you make yourself a nice quick scalp, get a like a decent anything from like a 10 to 12% gain. There's definitely potential there, but it's just about being savvy and just to watch. But yeah, it's definitely one to look out for though if you're a trader and you like to make a little bit of money though. But that's me for now with that video, guys. But feel free to leave a comment, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, but yeah, feel free to comment and just give me your take on what your thoughts were on the stock today. Did you make any profit on this? Did you trade it? But yeah, please feel free to give a comment and give me your take on what your thoughts were. But that's me for now, guys. Thank you again. Cheers. Bye.